And the accused gunman in the Club Q mass shooting in Colorado Springs last year entered a guilty plea in court today as well. He faces more than 300 charges, including murder, attempted murder, and hate crimes. The shooter reached a plea deal with prosecutors in the massacre that left 5 people dead and dozens injured.
Let's bring in CBS News legal contributor Jessica Levinson. Jessica, thank you very much for joining us. I think when people hear plea deal in connection to a mass shooting, particularly one that involves potential hate crimes, they're uncomfortable. So what went into a deal like this? Why would the guilty plead guilty, and why would prosecutors agree to such a thing?
Well, maybe to take the last part first, prosecutors agreed because they basically got a win. The gunman is going to serve, I believe, 5 consecutive life sentences. They will be in prison without the possibility of parole. They will never see the outside of a jail again. And this is a win for the prosecution. It also, in addition to saving the prosecution time and resources, it, as both the defense and the prosecution pointed out, it means that the victims, don't have to sit through all of that video and they don't have to relive that trauma. And that is a real issue. And that is something that both sides were cognizant of. Now, why would Aldridge accept this? Aldridge has said in court, I have remorse and I'm sorry. And let's be honest, the defense in the preliminary hearing wasn't really putting up a defense to liability here, to whether or not they were guilty. The defense was that Aldridge had been the victim of abuse, had mental illness issues. That doesn't take away from what we saw or would see on those videos, which is first-degree murder. It doesn't take away from what was written on those websites, which was really neo-Nazi propaganda at best. And so I think for both sides, this is a logical outcome.
Yeah, and I should add, I said potential hate crimes, but as your grim refresher reminds us, these are now guilty pleas in connection to 300 counts, including murder and indeed hate crimes.
Yeah. So, Jessica, let's talk sentencing. I mean, what kind of impact does this deal have on sentencing? What would it have been, and what can we expect?
So, I mean, if we went to trial, that's always the question mark, right? We never know for sure which charges of those 305 there would be a guilty conviction. That's always the question mark. Now we know that there will be life without the possibility of parole. We believe the reporting indicates from the courtroom this morning that there will be 5 consecutive life sentences. And the sentencing phase is happening right now. Under Colorado law, the victims have the right to go in and talk to the judge and speak in an open courtroom and literally have their moment in court and try to persuade the judge one way or another, or simply just have that moment where they can say, I was provided this form. And that's what's happening right now. And I know it might feel strange to people, but this is very typical in the criminal justice system. And this is very typical in a case where there was really no question about guilt. We saw the video, we saw the witness testimony, we knew what happened. Maybe there was a question about the bias, maybe, but there's no question today. And this is again, typical resolution to a terrible tragedy.
All right, Jessica Levinson for us. Jessica, thank you very much.
Thank you.